We're going to get into Genesis 17. Okay. Now, before I get into this chapter, please click that subscribe button below, turn the notifications on, subscribe to the channel. On this channel, we teach leadership lessons taken directly from the Bible in order to apply to yourself so you can start leading yourself and then in turn start leading others, right? So today we're going to go into chapter 17, right? So chapter 17 in Genesis is about Abraham and the covenant of circumcision, okay? So you're basically talking about, Abraham getting circumcised and stuff, and the covenant that's created. So first we're going to skip down to 17:4. Okay, so as for me, behold, my covenant is with you, and as a result, you shall be the father of many nations. All right, so the covenant, right? While the peoples who descended directly from Abram, the nation of Israel, the Midianites, Ishmaelites, and Edomites, were certainly numerous, Abram was father of many in much broader sense. Yet, the message of the New Testament reveals that God's promise to Abram is to be filled in the community of faith in every nation. So certain was the promise that his name was changed to Abraham as an everlasting reminder of God's gracious covenant. Furthermore, the emphatic "as for me" underscores the identity of the all-sufficient God who takes the initiative for establishing the covenantal relationship. This relationship is both spiritual and personal, anticipating the divine pledge, "and I will be their God." The wonder of it all is that we who believe in Jesus Christ are part of that multitude of nations who share in the faith of Abraham, who is the father of us all. So he was promised many, many nations. And even today, as it's saying, as we go to church, as we continue to believe in Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior, we all fall under that umbrella of the covenant that was created with Abraham, right? That covenant that was created with him. So now when we go to verse 5, it says, "No longer shall your name be Abram," which means exalted father, "but your name shall be Abraham, father of a multitude." So there was an identity upgrade, okay? There's this thing, right? They say, I think I was talking about it before, even before in the chapter, we're talking about walking the walk and talking the talk, right? Or fake it until you make it. That's my favorite saying. I love that saying of fake it until you make it. You want to be a millionaire, right? You want to be a millionaire. You got to start moving like a millionaire first. Giving you examples, right? Let's say you started, you want to be like me. I was like, yo, I want to be a businessman. I want to be the greatest business mind ever. So I started wearing suits. I'm like, yo, look, suits just make it seem like I'm a business guy. Now, you don't have to get suits tailored and created, although I have some suits that were made, but I ended up I ended up just getting suits off of Amazon and just wearing those and faking it until I make it. Gage Kuba, hey, how you doing, man? So everybody that's new here, click the subscribe button, like the channel. We're now looking at Genesis chapter 17 and how we can apply it to our life, the leadership lessons we can apply to our life, and then we can start leading other people. So click that subscribe button if you're here. My favorite song, it's probably gonna have to be something by Rod Wave. I'm not gonna lie to you. Pat's Nation, hey, what's going on, bro? You got a Pat's Nation, man. Y'all got an important game coming up this weekend, right? But y'all play the Chargers. I think the Pats play the Chargers. Hi, hey, what's going on, Elizabeth? How you doing? How you doing, Elizabeth? You good? Yeah, y'all playing the Chargers, man. You think y'all gonna win that one? I don't know, man. But yeah, I'm gonna continue with this though, right? So that identity upgrade is what you have to do. Now, skipping down, it also saying Abram to Abraham. The name change is significant. Abram means exalted father. Abraham means father of many, a direct reflection of his new role. All right. Elizabeth, I'm amazing. Yes, yes. If you are, it's the identity upgrade, right? You have to tell yourself that you're amazing first. Then you have to start moving like you're amazing. And then in turn, you will start believing that you truly are amazing. Past Nation, maybe. Nah, man, you got to remember, y'all are going to win. You got to speak it into existence, bro. You got to speak the fact that y'all are going to win this game. Elizabeth, thank you. No problem, no problem. Thank you for tuning in and, listening to me talk about freaking Genesis 17. How was my day? My day is always great, man. Never had a bad day in my life. Thank you so much, Rando. How was your day so far today? But now I'm going to continue with this, right? Now we're going to go down to 17:8. He says, I will give to you and to your descendants after you the land in which you are a stranger, moving from place to place, all the land of Canaan as an everlasting possession of property, and I will be their God. All right. Randall Gray. Oh, appreciate all the likes. Appreciate all the hearts, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. But basically in this chapter, it was talking about how God establishes everlasting covenant, right? When you're in leadership and when you're in business, right, you don't want to just get paid right now for this moment right now, right? You don't want short-term success. I was talking to one of my leaders. He was like, I was talking about the difference between the importance of sales and customer service. What did I do today, man? I went to one of my Jersey stores. I went to one of my Jersey locations today. Helped out because we actually lost a leader there. Was working there. I worked out a little bit. You know what I mean? I got into my word today. What did you do today, Past Nation? But yeah, so we were talking about, we're like, all right, if you have good sales in business, you will have short-term success without customer service. So if you just sell, like you making all these sales, but you're screwing everybody over, then you'll make money right now, but then later that it's not gonna be everlasting. But if you have good customer service and you keep getting people to come back, but you never have any sales, or you're never pushing anything, then you won't make no money, but you'll have people keep coming back. You have to have a good mixture of both of them. You want to establish an everlasting success, right? This is why they talk about the idea of having a residual income. That's why you want to have a subscription base. It's not a business if it doesn't have a subscription, right? You want to make sure that whatever you're doing, every single move that you're making is going to have everlasting effects. Past Nation, you went to work. Okay, where you work at? Where you work at, bro? Also, in 17:8, he talks about the land and everlasting possession, like I said, right? The promised land clearly included the Israelite people in the land of Canaan. The two are linked in the language of the covenant in chapter 15. Even though God removed Israel more than once from the land, he promised them ultimate possession of Canaan. Oh, Target, man. That's actually where I want to say, yeah, I worked at Target for a little bit, but I worked at Target for maybe like a month or two. And when I was there, I was playing college basketball, but it was hard to juggle my schedule around and stuff like that. But how long you been over there, man? You like it? So now going to verse 11, right? Oh, verse 10. This is the sign of my covenant which you shall keep and faithfully obey between me and you and your descendants after you. Every male among you shall be circumcised. So the covenant gets a physical sign, right? Again, if you want to have any type of everlasting effect on anything, you got to have a physical sign of it, right? I'm going to give you another example of business, right? I say this all the time, right? You're more likely to buy stuff that you already bought, which is true. We all know that. Give you an example. I'm streaming right now from my iPhone, right? Well, until my PC finishes getting built. Am I reading the Bible? Yes, I'm reading chapter 17. I'm taking leadership lessons from this in order to apply to your life so you can start leading your life and then start leading your own team. Landlord GP, my guy, man, what's going on, bro? How you feeling? You all right? But yes, so the covenant gets a physical sign. So yeah, if I have an iPhone, right, 9 times out of 10, you see I got the Apple Watch. But then I also have AirPods. But then I also have a MacBook. But then I also have, an iPad. I did have an iPad and stuff like that. So I'm going to continue to buy stuff that I already have from it because now I have a physical sign that's keep reminding me of this. So when you make some type of agreement with your team, you got to have some type of physical sign that's going to continue to remind them, or you have to be amazing on the follow-up with your team. You good? I'm good, bro. All right, that's perfect, bro, man. I'm glad. Hope everything is good, bro. I'll be seeing you. Your content looks great, bro. Yeah, bro. I'll be loving your content, bro. I'll definitely be loving your content. But yeah, so you want to make sure that there's a physical sign on top of all the other things that you do when it comes to building any type of agreement that you have, because you want it to be everlasting. Okay. Now 13. I'm gonna go to that. A servant who was born in your house or one who is purchased with your money must be circumcised, and the sign of my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. So 7:13, it talks about circumcision. Circumcision in and of itself did not make people acceptable to God. It was meant as a tangible symbol of God's covenant in their lives, as an outward sign standing for the inward reality of a thorough commitment to God. In the New Testament, the Apostle Paul speaks of having a circumcised heart, pointing to the fact that a circumcised body means nothing if your heart is not in accord. That's fire. If the outside isn't as in line with the inside, and that's all it is, right? It's all gonna be an outward reflection of your inside. That's why when people work out, they're like, "Yo, I can tell that shows a disciplined person, because that means you got up and kept working and putting your body through pain when you didn't want to, right? So it's not a matter of how the outside looks as much as if the inside is not changed. I could be on here preaching God this, God that, but then if my inside is not changed, then I'm just gonna be just over here being a hypocrite to what I'm saying, right? Pat's Nation, do you play video games? Yes, I do. I haven't been on that joint in a minute. I ain't gonna lie. I'm big in Call of Duty. Call of Duty's fun to play. Elizabeth, you're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We still in chapter 17. Now 15. It says, then God said to Abraham, as for Sarai, your wife, you shall now call her names Sarai, my princess, but their name will be Sarah, which means princess, right? Sarai to Sarah. Both names come from the same root, meaning princess. No explanation is given for the change in Sarah's name, but like the name changed from Abram to Abraham, the new name accompanied a new relationship with God. So sometimes, again, that's the identity upgrade, right? A lot of times people like to base themselves off of the old you. They be like, oh, but you used to do this before. You used to do this before, bro. It's new you, right? It's 2026 now. This is a new you, new person. You got to get an identity upgrade. I'm not saying you got to go to the extremes of changing your name, but you got to change your identity. Hey, what's going on, Glenda? How you feeling today? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Pat, can I play? I'm not going to lie. My content is all about God. Right now, I will also start playing a game a little bit when I finish building my PC. I'm in the midst of doing that pretty much right now. Now, 17, 16, I will bless her, and indeed I will also give you a son by her. Yes, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of peoples will come from her. There's no shortcuts. Remember, like before, right? When they were trying to do a shortcut and he made her, made Abraham at the time sleep with Hagar to have a child. Now she was tight about that because she made a decision for that to happen. Bro, there's no shortcuts when it comes to God, bro. Stop trying to make shortcuts. You got to remember, you're moving on God's timing and not your own timing, right? Lead to his understanding and not your own. Because when you lead to trying to do shortcuts and stuff, I feel like something bad always happens. I appreciate who's ever showing the love too as well. But yeah, something always bad happens when you try to lean into your own timing and getting things done when you want them done, not when God wants them done. All right. Now, 17:19 says, but God said, no, Sarah, your wife shall bear you a son indeed, and you shall name him Isaac, which means laughter. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant and with his descendants after him. So Isaac, means laughter. That's what it's talking about. And then we scroll down to the last little piece that I want to add on to this, right? Is 17:23. Then Abraham took Ishmael, his son, and all the servants who were born in his house, and all who were purchased with this money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin the very same day as God has said to him. Again, what's going to make you an amazing leader, what's going to make you an amazing person in general is going to be your immediate obedience, right? Whenever you figure out something, whenever you're working on something, go apply it immediately because you want to fail fast. You want to fail fast. You want to get in there. You want to make your mistakes right now so that way you can hurry up and learn your lessons and then you can grow from it. But you can't grow from it unless you immediately apply it, right? Massive action is what this is all about, right? If you have an idea that you want to start putting with the team, immediately start applying it, but also following up with it is important as a leader. After you immediately apply it, after you keep following up with as a leader, then eventually you will be able to get that immediate obedience and you'll be able to grow yourself as a leader and grow others. Yes, Pat's Nation, I'm going to be making lives about the Bible. I have a whole series right now on Genesis, leadership lessons from there. You can go check that on my page. You can subscribe to me and we can turn my notifications on. Now, that's really all I have for you guys today, man. I want you guys to keep killing the day. Remember, winners win, losers lose, and you pray for success like this. I'll talk to you guys. Peace out.